all going to be about home life with the family, John.
That's pretty cool. That scene going on at Comerica Park right behind us. Again, he'll play tonight, and then he'll play again on Saturday. And then that's it. Of course, the Tigers will conclude the season in Milwaukee against the Brewers, so there will be no DH, but he wants to do it at home, and that's special. All right, Trev, thank you.
You got it.
You know the answer to this question. How many baseball players get a chance to end it all on their own terms? It's always, almost always, decided by somebody else.
You're absolutely right, Keats, and thank goodness for Victor Martinez. He gets an opportunity to leave on his own terms. Most of us don't get that opportunity. Most of the time, they rip the jersey from you, and I just love this moment. I really enjoy watching Victor Martinez share this moment with his kids. It is a special time. And really what it goes to show you, Keith, is that we miss so much of our kids' lives growing up that now Victor gets a chance. He's put together a hell of a career, and now he gets to come home or go home and share with the people he loved the most.
I think the girls are going to test how fast exactly Victor can run.
Are they going to test it right now?
Yeah. We'll find out how fast V-Mark can run.
Who's your money on?
The girls will challenge him. He had a couple of hits in last night's game. You'll hear more of the conversation between Trevor Thompson and Victor Martinez tomorrow. And most of the pregame discussion during Tigers Live tomorrow will be about Victor Martinez, who will end his career on Saturday. Tomorrow against the Kansas City Royals here at Comerica Park. It'll be a special day, so we encourage you, if you haven't already purchased tickets, you might want to come down here because it will be truly the end of an era. But a couple of hard hits for Victor last night, and we have certainly noticed, you know, how he has perked up the second half of the season. You know, he kind of knew that it was going to be the end, and he was determined to make a splash.
Well, for me, it just looks like he's at peace. He's enjoying watching these young players. They're injecting some youth into him. He's playing outstanding. He's swinging the bat. He's extremely well. I love his approach in the batter's box. He's a veteran player that these young players are learning from. He puts together professional bats, and yesterday was no different. He whistled 2 doubles to right field. And again, you talk about Victor from a leadership standpoint. He is coaching these guys. He's watching videos with them. He's given them everything that he's gathered in this game, all the information, and he's just continuing to pull for these young guys. And that's why he wants tomorrow to be his last game playing here at home in front of these great Tiger fans, because he wants to watch these young guys hopefully reach and have the kind of career that he was able to enjoy.
One of those young guys is Kristen Stewart. A couple of doubles for V-Mart in last night's game. A couple of bombs for young Kristen Stewart, who spent virtually all the season at AAA Toledo. A fascinating chat between left fielders is shared next. Simo goes one-on-one with Stewie, with
Super Stu.
Super Stu when we come back.
You know, I have always appreciated them. You know, as I always say, man, you know, even in a family, you know, you fight with your brother. You know, you fight with one of your family. You know, it happened everywhere. You know, it happened here. You know, in the clubhouse, we spend here more time than we spend with our own family. So, you know, and over the years, we have some you know, some stuff. But I mean, they all have the right, man, to get mad. You know, I said it before. They you know, for a family to come here and watch a ball game, they have to spend, you know, a certain amount of money. That, you know, they have the right to get mad when we play bad, you know, and let us know that there's no doubt about it. But, you know, for us as a player, we always want them behind us, and you know, that's always a, you know. I have always loved since I got here that we play full house every day, and as a player, that's what I like, I love, and that's what it drives me to work harder, because trust me, there's nobody in this room that want to go out there and do things wrong, and you know, they've been great. You know, all this time I've been here, they've been great. So, you know, anything I can say is I just thank them a lot, because they make me a better person. They make me a better player because I knew I have to come back the next year, you know, stronger and play better because I know they're gonna let me know when I play back. So, you know, and I take it, you know, and they have all the right. So, you know, to see that tonight, just another sign, you know, how good they've been all this year. So, and you know, it's been great.
Hey, Victor, is it tough for a player to go through when fans are giving you guys grief? You mentioned it because you guys probably didn't win as much as they thought you would.
Well, you know what? There is a saying that, you know, that somebody say the truth, it hurt, you know, but I mean, you have to be man enough to accept it. You know, when the defense lets you know that the whole team playing bad or you personally, I mean, you want to fix that, you want them to applause, well, do good. As simple as that. So,
what are your emotions going into your last game of your career tomorrow?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
You've been able to stay focused in at-bats. You're a clutch hitter, especially with 2 strikes and those sort of things throughout your career. How tough is it to focus and lock in right now on nights like tonight when it's winding down and just to stay focused in your at-bats? Is it tough at all, or how's it different?
No, you know, I just been me the whole time. And, you know, at the same time, I just want them to see. I mean, when I was young, I give a lot of bats away, so that's why I hate giving bats away. You know, I got tired, and then, you know, just being here with all these guys, you know, I think it's one of the things that they can see and maybe they, you know, help somebody. And don't give anything away and don't take anything for granted in this game.
What was that like? How did you realize you were giving at-bats away? Did someone point it out to you? Did you know it personally, and how did you adjust?
Yeah, somebody told me, you know, the year in '05 when I was really struggling, that if I was a little more patient, instead of hitting by All-Star break, hitting 210, 215, I would be hitting like 240, 250. And, you know, as a young player, I didn't know, you know, I was going out there and swinging and everything. And, you know, by then, you know, there was a lot of veteran pitchers that had the ability to throw your pitches close enough to the plate that you were to swing, so.
Are you hoping that some young guys in here are paying attention to that lesson and learning it for themselves maybe earlier so they can take advantage of that earlier in their careers?
Well, I hope. I mean, when I'm hitting, I'm just walking to on the pitcher. So I hope that they watching and, you know, take something and go from there.
Have you felt yourself doing stuff for like the last time? Did you, I guess, appreciate it more, like, you know, coming to the clubhouse or going up to the plate or even driving to the ballpark?
Mm-hmm. It's hard to think that, you know, that I've been doing stuff for last time. So that's why I told my wife
You realize what you have signed up for this weekend?
Well, you know, I am a rookie, you know, so give me a little bit of a break. But I've been watching a lot of you guys, you know, the last 2 weeks or so. So hopefully I won't embarrass myself too bad.
Oh, no, you won't do that because, Ben, I want you to take a look at the screen. This is what they're saying. You were filthy in that 84 World Series. Take a look at some of these pitches, guys. That's why he's here. I'm second best when it comes to winning the championship, winning the World Series. Dave Roseman always teased me. You guys are the 1984 champs. That 2016, we were second best. We were American League champs. So welcome and enjoy today. I'm excited to be sitting here next to you, senor.
Yeah, you can't drag the show down too much. The bar is very low here.
Yeah,
the standards are not very high. Right?
I see those highlights, and the game hasn't changed a whole lot. You stay out of the middle of the plate, and good things happen.
Exactly.
That's right. Well, hopefully we can get to that at some point tonight. The big story, of course, today, Victor Martinez playing his final game. He will remain with the team throughout the remainder of the season, but said he wanted to take his final at-bats here in Detroit in front of the Tiger fans, and what a treat it has been to witness those swings in a Tiger uniform for the last 8 years. They produced a lot of hits, and he rarely struck out in almost 2,000 career games. He's hit 295 and has just scored home run shy of 250 in his career, 5 times an All-Star in his 16 Major League season. Simo, Dan, what is the legacy of a guy like Victor Martinez?
I just think that the thing that I always hear about Victor Martinez is what a great teammate he is. But the biggest thing for me as a pitcher is what a professional hitter he is. You know, the intense look on his face. If I'm standing on the mound and I'm looking at him, he's grinding his teeth. He's squeezing the sawdust out of the bat, you know, and he's thinking about what I'm going to do out on the mound. And those are the kind of guys that bother you. You can't just sit there and say, well, I think I'm going to throw this pitch. You got to get into his head and say, okay, what's Victor Martinez thinking?
Well, for me, guys, I just feel like he's an ambassador of the game. He takes young kids under his wing. He always has time for them. Now, he's not going to be the guy that comes up to you. He opens his arms and says, if you want to learn how to do things the right way, then he is open to give you that information. He studies Petrie. He sits in front of his locker with his computer. He knows exactly what the pitcher is trying to do to him on a consistent basis. And I really like that he said, listen, this is it for me. And it just seemed like in this second half, he's been at peace. These young players, he loves watching them. He loves being a part of this young team. He loves them, watching them develop. And I feel like they injected some youth into him because he's got this big smile on his face. And Pete, you know this as well as anybody as well. You don't always get the chance to decide when you want to quit this game. Well, Victor Martinez, because he has over 2,000 hits, because he's 5-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slug Award winner, he says enough's enough, and he gets to go out when he wants to.
And Ron Gardner had talked this year about what a difference he's made in that Tigers clubhouse. He's been a needed veteran voice with a very young team, Dan.
And I think that's being unselfish again. You know, he says, you know, it's been a rough season. You know, I'm getting older and I'm calling it quits. But I'm going to get out a week early and give some of these young kids a chance. You know, those guys are battling their tails off for next year. And, you know, I'm saying, I've had enough. And let those guys get in and see what they can do.
Well, what I've enjoyed about watching Victor throughout this season is the fact that I've watched Candelario be at his locker, in the dugout, around the cage. I've watched young Victor Reyes pick his brain. And I love that Victor has taken these guys under his wings, and he's really has really taught them what it means to go about their business the right way on and off the field. He's also showed them what it takes to be a professional, how to go about, like, going into the clubhouse early, being there late, going to the batting cage, setting a routine. I think all of those things are important for a young player.
I think one of the simplest and greatest compliments you can give a guy like Victor Martinez is that he's a true pro.
Yes, he is.
He did right by the game. He was a credit to the game, and he spent the latter part of his career being that voice of reason for the next generation. He even shared some of that wisdom with Trevor Thompson for today's Miller Lite Report. Trev joins us now. And Trev, I think over the better part of the last month or so, the best way to describe Victor's demeanor has been that of reflection. He's been in a very reflective mood here as we have talked to him. How was he when he spoke with you?
Well, he was reflective, just as you say, Mickey, and as Dan will tell you, as Simo will tell you, and Gibby and anybody who's played the game, it goes by in a blink. And one of the things he's tried to pass on to the guys inside the clubhouse is appreciate every moment, savor it, and don't waste at-bats. Use every at-bat to get better. Make yourself better throughout the course of your career and, of course, throughout the course of a season. But with Victor Martinez at age 39, 16 years in the bigs, today will be game number 1,973. It's all gone by in a blur, and that's the thing that resonates with him most at this point in time.
I keep telling these guys, man, that enjoy every single moment. You know, I remember like it was yesterday when I came in the league, and don't take anything for granted in this game. So you play hard, enjoy every single moment because it goes by quick.
Well, Victor's made a fast climb. Originally an infielder.
Hit well toward left field. Back is Brown. The ball is up and gone. A home run. The first Major League home run for Victor Martinez.
I'm gonna leave this game with no regrets. I gave everything I could on the field, and just to, you know, there's somebody to recognize you. I think, you know, for me, it made me feel pretty good.
How important is it for you to have the family here at this point in time?
Well, you know, they were the beginning with me, so I think they deserve to be here with me at the end too.
Ron says you're going to call it a day after Saturday's game and let the kids have some at-bats the rest of the way. What went into that thinking for you, wanting to wrap it up here at home?
Well, I think it just, I don't know, that's me just kind of thanking the Detroit Tigers fans, you know, thanking everybody here that for me to play my last game in my career here, and you know, just I don't know, maybe kind of one of the ways to thank everybody.
Fly ball right field. This one is deep and it's gone. Second home run of the postseason here in the fourth.
We had some good memories, man. Those, this playoff run that, that we went through. We had some good teams. Unfortunately, we didn't accomplish that. The final goal that was, winning a championship. But, I had quite a few. Just to gotta think of it. Being here. I had the best career of my career I had here in Detroit. So, I'll take a lot from this city and keep it with me.
Does not being able to win it all, is that something that's going to stick with you, or is that something you're okay with at this point?
It is what it is. I mean, I can go back, and when I say I'm leaving this game with no regrets, I'm gonna leave the game with no regrets. I said it before, and I keep saying it again. This is not a one or two man sport. So most of the time, the teams that win championship need more than 25 guys. So I mean, I'm gonna go home happy because I know I left everything on my part. So couldn't do anything else.
Before Victor goes home, however, he will take a position in his final game in the majors. He's going to play first base today. Ron Gardenhire said before the game, he came up to him and said, I want to play first today. Gardy said, it's your day. You want to play first? You got it. So Gardy also said he may not be in there long because if he gets a hit, that might be all you see of him here today. Victor Martinez told us last night that over the last week, every hit he's got, he's collected that ball because he didn't know if it would be the last. Here's hoping he takes another souvenir home with him here today before it's all over, guys.
Did Gardy also hint that he might give him some managerial shots during the game?
Yeah, he said he'll be right there beside him managing the rest of the game. I said, are the inmates running the asylum here today, Gardy? He said he was bribed with a few bottles of wine to let guys play the positions they wanted today. So more on that a little bit later as the game goes on, guys.
Gardy admitted he could be bribed, so we got that out of the way today as well. All right, Trev, thank you very much. Simo, Dan, as you listen to Victor there talk about his career and the impending end of it, the thing he started with was how fast it went. Was that your experience as well, Dan?
I don't know for me if it went in a blink of an eye, but the thing that I was listening to him about is he's leaving the game with no regrets. I think that's what everybody wants to do, is not look in the mirror when your playing days are done or at my age and sit there and say, boy, I wish I would have taken better care of myself. I wish I would have ran harder. I wish I would have lifted more weights. He's going out, on top, and he can look himself in the mirror every day and say, you know what, I did everything I possibly could, and I can live with myself the rest of my life, and I didn't cheat anybody.
16-year career. I mean, what a heck of a career. To be healthy. And guys, what I'm going to remember about V-Mart will not be 2018. The season hasn't gone as well as he would have liked. I'm sure he would have liked to be playing for a championship, playing meaningful games down the stretch. But for me, it's about what he's been able to do throughout his career. He has been one of the most productive hitters in our game, not only from the left side, but from the right side. It is very difficult in Petrie to hit from the right side and be good at it, and then have to go to the other side and be consistent on that side as well. Mick, we don't give these guys enough credit. He's called almost a 300 hitter from both sides of the plate. The numbers that he's been able to put up, tremendous numbers that he put up, are truly spectacular.
We'll take a look a little bit later on in the show at what he's been able to do from both sides of the plate and the exclusive company that he belongs in, because he's been so prolific as a switch hitter in this game. All right, still to come on Tigers Live. Part 2 of Trevor's conversation with Victor Martinez, including what life looks like after baseball. That and more. We continue our tip of the cap to V-Mart as he plays his final game here today. Hey, maybe Victor will even go out as our player of the game. Be sure to stay with us after tonight's game when we will reveal the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's. Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by ZotAuto.com, home of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Ford, Toyota, and Scion. Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by Miller Lite, the official domestic beer of the Detroit Tigers. Well, the Tigers getting their final autographs from Victor Martinez here this weekend, and the Tigers will conclude Fan Appreciation Weekend tomorrow here at Comerica Park when they host the Kansas City Royals at 1:10 p.m. Select fans will win special prizes throughout the game, including game-worn jerseys from Tigers players. For tickets and more information, visit Tigers.com. Up next, part of Victor Martinez's legacy will be attached to what he accomplished from both sides of the plate, the impressive numbers, and where it places him in baseball history when Tigers Live continues from the Coliseum studio. During his career, Victor Martinez was simply one of the best switch hitters in the game. Since 2002, he ranks third in hits, third in average, fourth in home runs, and third in RBI. And since the expansion era in 1961, Victor, along with Chipper Jones and Bernie Williams, is one of only 3 hitters with a 290-plus average and an OPS of 800 or higher for both sides of the plates. Welcome back to Tigers Live on the Coliseum Cam. Plenty of Tiger fans in attendance for Victor's farewell here tonight in downtown Detroit. Simo, Dan Petrie with us as we welcome you back to Tigers Live. Craig, you know it's hard enough to hit from one side of the plate. As we look at tonight's Chrysler breakdown, what allowed Victor to be so effective from both sides?
Mick, you see the numbers. He got the result. You know, you talk about over 200-something home runs, hitting right at 300. But guys, let's talk about the mechanics of the swing. Let's talk about the approach in which Victor was able to put together from both sides of the plate. Mick, you said it. It is very difficult to have a very smooth and sweet swing from both sides of the plate. But take a look at the balance. Take a look at the eyes and where his head is down on the baseball. I also want you to look at how the bat stays in the strike zone. Young hitters, this is a guy that you have to look up. You have to watch his video. You have to watch how he hits with rhythm, how he covers both sides of the plate. He stays on the baseball. Now, he's got the results, Mick, but the results comes because he has a solid approach in the batter's box. He's always in a really good hitting position. He keeps his hands back. He handles both breaking balls and fastballs extremely well. He is a special kind of hitter. Matter of fact, he's a hitter that I watch from both sides of the plate from the other dugout. Guys like Chipper Jones, Bernie Williams, switch hitters. I wanted to emulate. I wanted to be like these guys because they were so good at driving the ball to all fields. And I felt like, man, I'm doing myself an injustice because I'm more of a pull hitter. And now you think about it, that's why Victor's able to hit 300. That's why he has the home runs. That's why he has the home runs. That's why he's clutch, because he had the right approach and he had a lot of trust in that swing.
I just think, you know, just to reiterate what Simo was saying about being a good from both sides, you know, you're playing 6-7 innings, you're getting 2-3 at-bats left-handed, and this day and age where you're in, you know, the day of the reliever, and you're coming in, and now all of a sudden they want to flip you around, and now you got to go right-handed, and you're facing the guy that's throwing 100 miles an hour. You know, no batting practice underneath in the tunnel or anything. Just oops, all of a sudden you're swinging left-handed on deck. Oh, here comes the bullpen. He's going 100 miles an hour, and I got to flip around and expect it to get a hit right-handed.
As a pitcher, do switch hitters present a particular challenge?
Not really. It's just another left-handed hitter. In my case, for Victor Martinez, I think it probably it's difficult for an opposing manager, especially when there's multiple switch hitters in a lineup. The thing that's nice about being a switch hitter, though, is you'll attest to, is every breaking ball is coming in on you. You don't have to worry about that slider dipping down and away from you. It's coming in, and you got a nice look at it coming right at your face.
Pete, that's the advantage of being a switch hitter. You're absolutely right. Every ball from a right-hander on right-hander, Mick, everything's going away from you. Well, when you switch over to the left side, everything's coming into you. So it does seems to give you an advantage from that standpoint. And Victor, who is extremely good from both sides of the plate, I don't think it matters for him. He's been doing it, though, his whole life, his whole career. He was a great hitter in the minor league, couple batting titles there, and then it just continued in the big leagues. The one thing that I love about Victor in a couple of interviews that we've heard is that he recognized early on, somebody came up to him, a veteran player, and said, listen, you're giving away at-bats. And from that day on, Victor made a decision that I am not going to give away an at-bat, and he hasn't given away any at-bats. Again, I said this last night. If you didn't pay attention, if you're on this 2018 team and you didn't watch Victor the way he went about his at-bats, shame on you, because you had a chance to learn from one of the best hitters in our game.
Always been a tough out no matter what uniform.
No matter what.
Did you ever try swinging from the left side?
I did, and it's like I said, it's a very difficult thing to do, and I wish I would have kept trying to make, but man, Hell, it was tough enough trying to hit right-handed, so I didn't want to go do it.
That's right. They got enough problems on one side of the plate. All right, up next on Tigers Live, we continue our countdown to today's pregame ceremony celebrating the career of Victor Martinez. Family and friends here tonight to congratulate him on a job well done when we return to the Coliseum studio. Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Family is not just our name, it's the way we do business. Looking for one more home run from Victor Martinez tonight. He is taking it all in and more with the fans as he plays his final Major League game here tonight. A special pregame ceremony honoring him scheduled to begin at 5:40. We'll carry that live here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Center field, ball hit pretty well, going to the track, going to the wall, and gone. It's out of here. Victor Martinez goes the other way and gives the Tigers the lead once again. Down the right field line, that ball is a fair ball and gone. It's out of here. Victor turns on one, a two-run shot, and the Tigers have tied it in the ninth. Victor.
Hey, that may not be the final home run game of Victor's career. He's got one more chance here tonight. Victor Martinez is today's Chevrolet most dependable player in his 7 seasons in a Tiger uniform. Victor left his mark. He hit 115 home runs in the Old English D, his 540 RBI, the most by a switch hitter in Tiger history. And in 2014, he had his best season in Detroit, finishing as a runner-up to Mike Trout for the MVP award and capturing a Silver Slugger award after hitting .335 with 32 homers and 103 RBI. But it's all gone by so fast as Vmart gets ready to play his final game. He looks back on his 16-year career and admires its many ups and downs in a revealing conversation with Trevor Thompson when we return to the Coliseum studio. Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Well, Victor Martinez came up with and started his career with the Cleveland Indians. The first 8 years of his career played in an Indians uniform. September 29, 2002, the first of his 246 career home runs. And last weekend in Cleveland, the Indians honored Martinez for the contributions he made to their organization. Victor overcome with emotion at that time, so we're wondering how he'll hold up today during the Tigers pregame ceremony. Again, we will carry that ceremony for you live here beginning at 5:40 p.m. We don't know if Victor plans to speak during today's pregame ceremony, but he did speak with Trevor Thompson in a wide-ranging conversation. And normally when you have a chat with Victor Martinez, you end up learning a thing or two. Trevor Thompson now back with us with part 2 of that conversation. And Trev, one of the things I always admired about Vmart is that he never seemed to BS you. He always gave it to you like it was.
Yeah, a very thoughtful guy, Mickey, and that was the case when we gathered around his stall inside the clubhouse yesterday and asked him a wide-ranging view of questions about what's next, what was on his mind, how reflective he had been. And the one thing I came away with is, after 16 years in the majors and at least 16 more back in his native Venezuela, learning and playing the game of baseball, he's had to show up at a ballpark and get that routine going for most of his adult life. So now that it's all come to an end, what will Victor do next? And he seems to have a plan for that.
I'm going to be sitting in a couch, sitting in a chair, saying that I left everything in this game. So that, for me, says it all. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to spend a lot of time on a saddle. And, you know, just working on that range and be with my kids. That, you know, we lose a lot of moments, you know, in this game, you know, with our family. So it's time for me. It's my 5-year-old, you know, Barbara. She's been counting my games since 14 games left, so it came down to 2, and she's really excited that Daddy's going to be able to watch him dance and do all this stuff at home. So it's going to feel great because I had never been had that chance to watch my daughter doing the final dancing. They call it the recital stuff. And you know, I've never been able to see that. So now, and I'm gonna get to see that.
Martinez, it's another home run for the Indians. That's a second 3-run shot.
When I got signed by the Indian, then my signing bonus was $8,000, and I came here with a dream, you know. Then we'll see if I make it. So for me, going back and see that I was able to play 16 years and, you know, have that kind of career, it's, you know, what can I say? I just try to do the things right and to play the game hard, and that was it. That was my only focus.
Give thought to the 2 years you lost and what the numbers may be, because those are 2 years in the prime of your career.
Yeah, but you know, like I say, man, you know, unfortunately, I can go back, and you know, it is what it is, and still no regrets. One of the best experiences I had was, you know, I was as a kid watching Omar playing on TV back home, and he used to make this double play and kind of jumping up on his leg and stuff like that. And I remember back in 2002, I made my major league debut, and it was a ground ball to second base. And when I saw Omar open his leg like this, I became another fan. I was like, what? I'm looking this live now. And then I realized it was 3 hours, and I saw Jim Tommy come, you know, go by me. I was like, ooh, 3 hours, I gotta go to the bed. That was one of the, I think, you know, the coolest moment for me. Just became another fan on the field.
Fly ball, hit well, way back, and he's done it again! Incredible. Miguel Cabrera is just absolutely unbelievable. Driven deep to right field, and gone to the second deck. We are tied. Unreal.
I can tell my kids, my grandkids, someday that you know, I was able to play with all those great, you know, players, and there's gonna be a few of them in the Hall of Fame. So I'm just happy that I was able to play with them.
And that one's hit well. Martinez will watch it fly.
And you heard Victor talk about the teammates he's been able to play with over the years. This is such a big day that one of his teammates here in Detroit made the trip back to be with him here today. Miguel Cabrera in the clubhouse, and will be in the dugout to support his fellow countrymen, as well as you see a live shot of Victor Martinez just before this ceremony gets set to get underway here at Comerica Park, Mickey.
Yeah, great to see Miguel in the clubhouse this afternoon. It's a special day for Victor, but for all of his teammates and the entire organization as well. Trev, thank you very much. We've seen Victor has already made his way into the Tigers dugout. The preparations on the field underway as the Tigers get ready to celebrate Victor before what will be the final game of his Major League career. Tigers Live continues the countdown next. Here's today's Tigers lineup. Ron Gardenhire writing Victor Martinez in for the final time on this lineup card today, but not as a DH. He will start at first base for the first time all season and the first time since 2016. Nick will DH today. Nico Goodrum returns, came in, told Gardy he was ready to go, so he'll get the start at second base. Matuk and right, McCann behind the plate. Jones, Cosmo rounded out this evening. Right from that lineup, we play Ram Pick the Stick. Each member of our broadcast crew selects a Tiger hitter we feel will have the best day at the plate. Every single is worth a point, a double 2 points, 3 for a triple, 4 for a homer. We also get points for an RBI, run scored, stolen base, walk, or sacrifice. We lose points if our player commits an error, strikes out, or hits into a double play. All right, here's the standings. That one night isn't going to change anything in this regard, so we have all agreed to ride with the same guy tonight. It is Victor's night, and so it is with Ram Pick the Stick. This was a no-brainer. No fighting tonight.
No fighting.
We just went with the same guy. And how can we lose this evening, right? Everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner today, right?
There you go.
That's it. And I was actually nervous about who the heck am I going to try to do?
We took the pressure off. We took all the pressure off your feet.
Okay, well, the pressure's back on tomorrow. You can play along at home on Twitter. You can't go wrong tonight. Use the hashtag I'm within the broadcaster's first name. You could be eligible to win a nice gift back courtesy of Fox Sports Detroit. All right, the pregame ceremony honoring Victor Martinez as he plays the final game of his 16-year Major League career. We'll carry it for you live when we continue from Comerica Park. Just minutes away from the start of the ceremony to honor Victor Martinez, the Tigers have prepared a little tribute to congratulate Victor on his retirement and thank him for his time in a Tiger uniform. We'll take you live down to the field as soon as that ceremony begins. In the meantime, Craig Monroe, Dan Petrie, Mickey York back with you in the Coliseum studio. And I was just thinking about this, Simo. When Victor is gone, there's going to be a noticeable void in that clubhouse next year.
It really is. And Miguel Cabrera, who I believe has to be the leader, he has to be that guy in the clubhouse that guys can come up to, ask a bunch of questions. And I know Miggy extremely well. He's one of those guys that embraces the young players. So this will be fun. Victor will be missed, though.
Hopefully he gets an opportunity to soak it all in today and absorb all of this, because we know it's going to be an emotional day for him, as we saw when the Indians honored him just a couple of minutes ago. Right, the ceremony about to begin. So right now we want to send it upstairs to Tigers public address announcer Bob Frigiels.
Good evening, Tigers fans. We ask that you please turn your attention to the Comerica Park video board as we look back at one of the most impactful players in recent Tigers history, whose dedication to his craft has impressed fans and teammates alike over his 16 seasons in Major League Baseball.
A little blue, and Martinez will get that ball as his first hit. The first Major League home run for Victor Martinez.
It's another home run for the Indians.
Now the glove of the shortstop. Jeter in the short center field is safe in line drive. Martinez has a base hit, his first official at bat as a Tiger.
And a home run for Victor Martinez. It's his first for the Tigers.
Shakira. The rat. X. I can have a fish, I eat it. Fry it. Nice to meet you. Yeah, sit down. No, not beside my daughter. Just this side. My daughter's sitting on this side. You hungry? Go get some Burger King.
Ripped right to first at Victor. Diving stop by Martinez at first. Oh, man, and he makes the play unassisted. Nice play up against the railing. Martinez has broken the tie with a solo shot of the 10th. Track, wall, and gone. Victor Martinez with an insurance run. And this one will get by a diving low. Victor Martinez with a double pump and a clap of the hands at second base. Career home run number 200 for Victor Martinez. And that ball is over the wall and gone. It's a home run for Martinez. Victor Martinez has done it again. 1,000 Major League RBI. And that ball is in the bullpen and gone. A home run for Victor Martinez, his second in the ball game. Martinez, his third home run of the night. And that is the 2,000th hit of his Major League career. Right field, over the head of the over there, Fletcher. He's going to get himself a base hit. How about that for Victor?
Victor, congratulations to you on an outstanding Major League career. You have been a great player, and you'll always be remembered as one of the greatest switch hitters in Detroit Tigers history. You are a true professional and a great family man. Thank you for your dedication and leadership, and we here at Detroit Tigers wish you and your family all the best in the years to come.
Hey, Victor, it's your day today, man. You've earned it. You deserved it. I just want to tell you, it's been a pleasure. Managers don't get many opportunities to have a guy like you on the team, and this has been an honor for me. So congratulations to you for one of the greatest careers ever. Thanks for kicking my butt so many times when I was on the other side. But you go off to that ranch of yours and you have a blast because you've earned it.
Vic, man, congratulations. You did what we all want to do. You were a soldier of this game for 16-plus years, and you're going out on your own terms. Thank you for always being a mentor, a coach, a friend, at times a father figure. You're an amazing baseball player, a better person, and an even better father. Thank you, Victor, for all that you do, and good luck in life after baseball.
Hey, Victor, I just want to congratulate you, everything you've done for us, for me, you being like a big brother for me, and I just really want to congratulate you, everything you've done for the Tigers, for the fans, and for your family. God bless you.
I want to say thank you to Victor, plays next to him, because he raised my game, to the top, because when he come every day, he put everything in the field to do the best. So when you see a guy like that, you want to do the same thing. So thank you, Victor, for doing the things you do with me. And hopefully we can, when I retire, run my league and we can play soccer together.
Tigers fans, please put your hands together as we welcome to the field a 5-time All-Star, a 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner. In 2014, he was the Edgar Martinez Award winner as the game's best designated hitter. And among active players, he currently ranks 7th in hits and RBI. He's one of the most feared switch hitters the game has known. Ladies and gentlemen, number 41, Victor Martinez. Field for today's presentation, please welcome Victor's wife, Margaret, his son, Victor Jose, his daughters, Victoria, Barbara, and Camila, Victor's mother, Margot, and Victor's brother, David. Thank you for joining us on this special day.
Dicen que tú eres una amenaza por la forma que tú eres tan bella. Los hombres se pelean cuando pasas. Eres la envidia de todas las nenas. Dicen de ti, hablan de ti, mal te desean. Pero sabes que eres especial. Digan lo que digan, eres un en un millón. No hay comparación, como tú no existen dos. Como tú no hay dos. Eres un en un millón. No hay comparación, como tú no existen dos. Como tú no hay dos. Los expertos dicen que nuestra música es música progresiva. Lo grande, Alexis y Pino, componente la mente maestra. Impulso, el intelectual, Master Free, la verdad que nosotros lo hacemos. Ustedes jamás lo van a descifrar. Money Music, baby. White Dogs.
And now here to present gifts from Victor's teammates and coaches, please welcome Tigers pitchers Alex Wilson and Shane Green, Tigers right fielder Nicholas Castellanos, and catcher James McCann.
Victor, first off, we want to say thank you. What you've meant to the city of Detroit, what you've meant to our clubhouse, and what you've meant to each of the individuals that stand behind you, words don't describe. So we want to say thank you. We also want to say congratulations on a phenomenal career, and we have a few things to commemorate that for you. First, Nick's going to show you something that we're going to celebrate your career with. All of your Topps cards from throughout your career, from your rookie year all the way to this year. Victor, over your lifetime, you've held a lot of titles. After tonight, you won't be a baseball player, but you will be a cowboy. So we wanted to give you these boots. And finally, you can't be a cowboy without one of these. Thank you, Victor.
Thank you, James. Next, Tigers Executive Vice President of Baseball Operations and General Manager Al Avila will join manager Ron Gardenhire in presenting gifts from the Detroit Tigers. First, a framed jersey and photo commemorating your years wearing the number 41 as a Detroit Tiger. The plaque within the frame reads, presented to Victor Martinez on September 22nd, 2018, in recognition of your 7 seasons as a Detroit Tiger, with nearly 1,000 games played, more than 1,000 hits, 100 home runs, and 500 RBI. You represented the Old English D with the utmost class and professionalism. Next, a Shinola watch, signifying the impact you had on the city of Detroit since becoming a Tiger in 2011, as well as the tremendous work ethic and attention to detail you showed in preparing for each and every at-bat. Finally, a dream seat, Tigers-themed recliner. May you find the time to use it after a long day tending to your ranch in Florida or throwing batting practice to your son, Victor Jose. Perhaps you might even take a moment to fondly look back on a 16-year career with nearly 2,000 games played, more than 2,100 hits, and nearly 1,200 RBI. One more time, Tigers fans, let's hear it for 5-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner, number 41, Victor Martinez.
Well, an emotional moment there for Victor Martinez, as we anticipated. I don't know, how do you hit a baseball with tears in your eyes? You know?
I don't know, man, but what a great way to go out. Just watching Victor right there, emotional, man. I got a little teary-eyed too because, man, you just know that he gave the game everything that everything that his body could give, you know. And this is a great moment for him with his teammates in Detroit. It just doesn't get any better than that.
Can you imagine, I mean, coming from Venezuela, too, and coming over, learning the language, having a long, illustrious career like that, and then being honored in Cleveland and Detroit, you know? Could I go down there to Venezuela and learn the and stick around for 16 years in the big leagues and be honored in a city in Venezuela? No way. I mean, that's
oh, wait. Oh,
that is.
It looks like he's going to take the microphone. All right. Well.
From the bottom of my heart, I can only say thank you for being behind us all these years, support my teammates, support myself. Thank you very much.
A few words there from Victor Martinez. Nice to hear from him. We heard that he wasn't even going to address the crowd today, but you saw how tough it was to get the words out as emotional as he is this afternoon. What a class act he's always been. All right, we turn our focus towards baseball next. There's a game to play, and Dan Petrie previews Jordan Zimmerman's start when we return to the Coliseum studio. Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Nice moment for Victor Martinez there as they wrap up the pregame ceremony today, honoring him with all of his family here for the honor this afternoon. Tigers and Royals creeping up on game time as we welcome you back to the Coliseum studio here at Comerica Park. It'll be Jordan Zimmerman against Kansas City's Jacob Junis tonight. And Dan, for Zimmerman, I would anticipate that it's a start for him, and he's anxious to get a bad taste out of his mouth for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, it was a very frustrating start for Jordan Zimmerman the last time out. Not only him, for James McCann and Ron Gardenhire. You know, it's very unusual for Jordan Zimmerman to not cover first base couple of pitches that I think he missed his location on, and you can see James McCann kind of get a little frustrated. So he's going to want to go out and have a chance to get to be a 500 with an 8-8 record. So even up his record at 8-8 for a team that is 30 games over 500. That says, okay, you know, I'm going into the offseason with a pretty good taste in my mouth.
Well, for Jordan Zimmerman, he's got to keep the baseball down, Peach. He's given up 25 home runs this year. When he's locating that fastball to both sides of the plate, keeping it south of the knees, and then he's mixing in Mr. Snapper, that nasty slider that he's featuring, especially when it's not running east to west. It has more bite on him. He's also using his changeup. He can give the Tigers a chance to win. Listen, he's a workhorse, and they're going to need him to be that today against this Kansas City Royals team.
Yeah, and Jacob Junis starts for Kansas City. He's had trouble with the long ball this year. He's given up 32 of them this year, but he hasn't had any trouble with the Tigers. Inexplicably, 4-0 against the Tigers so far this season. All right, we're just about ready to get it started, and we're ready to send off Victor Martinez. His final game begins next on Fox Sports Detroit. Matt Shepard and Kurt Gibson will bring it to us. We'll see you following the final out for Tigers Live. Enjoy the game, everybody.
That's what I was born to do, and I've tried to do it the right way.
I owe a huge thank you to Detroit. Today, all Tiger fans can celebrate.
Call to Cooperstown. Check your local listings on Fox Sports Detroit. The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. His career started in 2002. It spanned 16 years and almost 2,000 games. Victor Martinez impacted Cleveland, Boston, and Detroit as an all-star player and an all-star leader. On this Saturday in Detroit, Martinez calls it a career. He wanted it this way to thank the fans, and now we get to say thank you to him.
And what a send-off it was for Victor Martinez earlier today. Welcome, everybody. Alongside two-time World Series champ Kurt Gibson, I'm Matt Shepard. It was emotional for Victor Martinez, emotional for some of his teammates as well. Why now does he make this decision in your mind?
You know, it really was emotional. You think about his career, 16 years. He started in Cleveland, went to Boston, Detroit, won World Series. He's a 5-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger. And it took over 7,000 at-bats to get here. What happens is, you know, it starts to get old. You've had a lot of injuries. You had some surgeries. You start to miss the family functions. You're tired. You start to think about going. You're missing stuff, and it really gets to you. You have your kids, and he will miss this part. Trust me. The teammate part is the part he's going to really miss. He's got a ranch down there. It starts to become more appealing, and you're physically, you start to, you know, you deteriorate a little bit physically. You can't compete. Mentally, you know it all, and you wish that you knew it all when you were physically able to put it all together. It just doesn't work that way. So, great day for Victor. He's going to be at first base tonight. And he'll have a beautiful last week enjoying his teammates. It's appealing to go out, and he's doing it in class. The Tigers did a nice job, but he will miss being in that uniform with his teammates in a couple of years.
Well, he's meant a lot to those teammates. A lot of stories throughout our broadcast tonight from a lot of different angles and a lot of pictures of Victor Martinez. And wait till you see the numbers, those gaudy numbers that he's been able to put up over a 16-year career. Yes, it was emotional, but his family and his baseball family were here, and he was glad to share it with his Tiger fans. Mickey York in the Call Save studio when we come back.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. Meridian Care, Medicare Advantage plans. And by the Chrysler Pacifica. It is Victor Martinez's night as we welcome you back to the ballpark. Hi, everybody. Mickey York with you in the Coliseum studio. The Tigers had a nice pre-game ceremony to honor Victor Martinez just a moment ago. He will play his final Major League game here tonight, and he will get the start at first base. The first time that's happened all season, and the first time since 2016. All throughout tonight's broadcast, we'll spend a good portion of it looking back at Victor's career and especially his time here in Detroit. But it is not over yet. His final swings, his final game. Victor's parade lap begins next on Fox Sports Detroit. Shep and Gibby with the call. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Victor Martinez in his final game of his 16-year career takes the field and will anchor first base. The first start at first base for him since June 1st of 2016 and his 214th appearance at first base. He plays alongside Jordan Zimmerman. He's the starting pitcher, presented by Family Healing, Cooling and Electrical.
Yeah, Zim, one more strikeout on Saturday. He'll match his 2017 total with 202 fewer batters faced. So throwing less fastballs, more sliders this year. Strikeout totals are up. Just he's got to keep it out of the middle of the plate as he gets into the second and third ABs. But it is healthy and looking good for the rest of the year and into next year.
4-1 in his career against Kansas City, and he'll face this Royals lineup. Whit Merrifield we've talked an awful lot about, but for good reason. A 13-game hitting streak at Comerica Park. Alex Gordon went 3 for 4 in an RBI last night. 7th 3-hit game for him this year. Brian Goodwin is back in center field after taking last night off and hitting a homer in Thursday's opener. That's the Royals batting order, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Merrifield swings at the first pitch. It's tailing away from Jacoby Jones, and he reaches out and makes a grab and then dropped it. Merrifield will hustle into third. What an effort by Jones.
Yeah, that ball really took off. He had to leap at the last second and never really got it secure. When that glove hits the ground, it's hard to keep it secure. Look at, he had the snow cone, almost a great catch. Almost had it on the bobble. Almost came right up to him. See it right in the end right there. Look at that concentration. Oh. Lead-off triple for Merrifield.
Second triple of the year for Merrifield. Adalberto Mondesi stands in, the shortstop and the number 2 hitter the entire series so far. To center. That'll get the run in. The Royals have taken the lead in each of the first 3 games in this series.
McLaren Health Plan brings you the Tigers starting defense. Kristen Stewart again in left field. Jacoby, you see, is in center. Mikey Matuk in right. Candy in on the corner there at third base. Cosma at shortstop. Nico back at second. Victor Martinez playing first base. Jordan Zimmerman's chucking to James McCann. Wonder how it feels out there, Victor. It's been a while, but he wanted to play out there. Good way to go out.
Alex Gordon, first pitch offering. Kristen Stewart makes the easy play. Yeah, I hope people watched Tigers Live today. Trevor Thompson with a good story on Victor Martinez playing first and his question to Ron Gardenhire, who said, look, Victor said I want to play there. Can you give me a chance to play there? And Ron Gardenhire said, it's your day, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Try and think things out the best you can. Hopefully it works out.
Time now for StatCast AI, powered by AWS. Salvador Perez trying to use most of the field. Basically shortstop and up the middle is where he uses most of it. 1 for 7 in the series.
Royals have been attacking the fastball early.
That's by design, obviously. They think there's a propensity there to throw early fastballs to batters.
Is trying to establish a good rhythm. You notice the slider is not there yet, so they'll be tending to look heat.
Zimmerman has his lowest average fastball of his career. It's at about 91 miles per hour.
Used to hum it in there a couple of years ago, 95, 94 to 96 maybe.
So as you can see there, doesn't use it very much at all. Tapper to short. Cosma sure-handed. The Royals strike first. But Victor Martinez on a special Saturday looking forward to his chance to help the offensive cause.